Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know this whole vibe is a little bit different than what you're normally used to. It has been a hot minute since I've had a hat and glasses on a YouTube video, but for today's video, I actually have something that I am really excited about and that I've never done on this channel before, and that is a drawing video. In last week's video, I recreated a bunch of my followers' makeup looks, and literally thank you guys so much for all the love and support on that video. If you have not yet seen it, click right up here. It was so fun to do, but I was actually reading through all of the positive comments and so many of them were actually talking about how amazing the looks were and how they actually required a lot of artistic ability, and I was getting a lot of questions whether or not I was able to draw. I've talked about this a few times in different YouTube videos, but I've never ever gone fully in depth, and before I ever was picking up blending brushes and beauty blenders and eyeshadow palettes, I was actually drawing for the entire first half of my life, and I was, not gonna lie, pretty good at it if I do say so myself. My all-time favorite medium to work with was charcoal, and with charcoal I really loved drawing portraits. I've always obviously had a very huge interest in human faces, which clearly translated into my love for makeup and getting to do art on my own face, but I would always create portraits of really powerful women that I've looked up to. I've done Cara Delevingne, Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, but it's been several years since I've actually done one today. So for today's video, I thought I would just sit down, chill, do a little chit-chat art with you guys. I've never done this before. I'm super excited. For today's portrait, I really want to do this picture of Demi Lovato that I printed out. You guys know I literally love Demi. She's one of my biggest role models, and she's also so beautiful, so I think she'll be really fun to create today. I have no makeup on. This is just a very chill vibe, so hopefully you guys like this video, and without further ado, let's get to sister sketching. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. This is probably gonna take me several hours. I guess I'm just gonna be switching between this camera and then this camera and time lapse. Hello. So let's just get started. I have my notepad here of charcoal paper, and I have a few different charcoal pencils of different hardness. I have these Good and Fresh Sister blending stumps. And then of course, I have this reference image of Demi that I printed out. Literally, hello, she looks the best ever in the entire world. So I'm gonna try to recreate this image today. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna first start off by sketching some of the light outlines of her facial features using the really light pencil. I know a lot of people say don't outline like it's against the rules of artistry, but literally, hello, how else are you gonna know where to put your things? So we're outlining today. Her face probably goes to about here in the photo, and then her hair is covering it, so I'm just going to sketch in some hairs. Okay. Her lips are probably gonna be about here on this photo. I'm pressing really lightly with my pencil as well because I don't want to add too much color right away. Since this paper is white, I obviously can't go any lighter with it than white. Hello, color. You can only go darker, so I'm being really careful as to where I actually put any pencil because it's going to be really hard to lighten things later on. This one comes down a little bit lower, I think. Also, this top lip here looks like she has a pretty rounded cupid's bow, actually. Let's sketch out her sister Schnoz. Her eyeballs look like they're about here. She definitely has a short brow tail, so probably right about there. I guess that's kind of all we need to start sister shading a little bit. So now that we have the basic kind of layout of all of Demi's facial features, I guess we get to go in and start shading now, and this is by far my favorite part of the entire process. I love shading. It's kind of just like contouring of the face, where you get to really add in those dimension and highlights and shadows and just make everything come to life. So let's start sister shading. I want to avoid any smudging as I possibly can, so I guess we're just going to start right up here, and I'm just going to grab my HB pencil from Faber-Castell and kind of lay down just a really light wash of color. I'm going in super light with this because remember, you can always layer on. It's very easy to add in any shadows, but it's extremely hard to bring back any highlights. But it's also important to keep in mind nothing should ever be white except for the highlights in somebody's eyes or on the face and the lips. Then I'm just going to take one of my blending stumps. This one's kind of like a medium size, and start to blend out that shading to create smooth transitions. If anything ever becomes too harsh too, I really like to use these gummy erasers. You can get these at any art supply store, and you can kind of use this and lightly kind of drag over the image to pick up a little bit of that pigment. I really love these erasers for doing this. They work so much better than normal pencil erasers. Would definitely recommend. I'm going to go into a little bit of a deeper pencil now. This is a 4B, which lays down color a lot harsher than a normal 2B would, or than a normal HB would. I don't even know what these pencils mean. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I just know that this one's deeper, so we're gonna use that one now. I'm gonna lay down this one right alongside Demi's hairline because obviously we're gonna be drawing in hairs later on, but there's definitely an intense shadow going on in this region and I need to add this to the picture. Just gonna grab a blending stump and blend that out. So now that we have like kind of the base of the forehead laid out, obviously we're gonna come back to this far later on, but I wanna keep moving downwards. So I'm gonna grab a dark pencil and I'm gonna start off doing Demi's eyebrows. And I'm just gonna basically do this by drawing in really, really light hair strokes, kind of in the same way that I would normally do my own eyebrows in makeup. I definitely don't wanna start off too harsh and turn into Sharpie brows because we all know what that looks like. Okay, I'm gonna grab the eraser and like pinch it into like this little dot kind of, and use this to go right in those brows and kind of erase just some of those areas that look a little bit more harsh to kind of bring back some of the original paper underneath and to lighten everything up so it looks more natural. So now we get to start off my favorite part of the entire portrait, which is always the eyes. I'm first going to start off by shading the area that the eyes are in. So I'm just going to grab my light pencil once again and kind of shade this inner corner of Demi's nose bridge just to lay down a light base. Then same thing up here, I'm going to lay some color down right above the eyelid fold, and we have to create that kind of rounded shape right up here with the brow bone. Definitely going to follow the eyeshadow shape as well and bring some of this color upwards, just kind of like a transition shade in makeup. Then a little bit below as well, making sure to leave open a white space, which is where the waterline will be later on. I'm actually so excited to be drawing Demi today. You guys know high key how much of a huge fan of her I am. Literally, she's like the only person I actually like stan, even though I literally hate that word. She's just so talented, it's not even funny. I want to do her makeup so bad, although Jill Powell Glam does do a pretty good job, but I feel like Demi needs a Sister James snatch. She follows me on Instagram. We've DM'd back and forth a few times about it. I was supposed to do it at Coachella and it didn't work right out, but she's definitely like my dream collab. Oh my god, I feel like I could do so many beautiful things with Demi. Whew. Imagine me glamming her and then like singing together. Actually, that's a bad idea. Imagine me glamming her and then her singing to me and me not opening my mouth and being silent. Much better option. Okay, so now I need to draw on eyelashes, which I'm actually kind of scared for because I do have a tendency to definitely overdraw eyelashes and then they turn from like eyelashes into like eye fur, and that's definitely not the look that we're going for today. I definitely want to give her like a Miami lash as opposed to like a fluffy lash, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna be really gentle. That's like 4 eyelashes. Okay, the beauty guru in me needs to calm down. Blend those in a little bit because they're looking a little bit spooky. So this is gonna be a scenario where I should have done the left eye first, so my fault. But I'm gonna grab a tissue and I'm gonna put this over the eye that I just did so I can work on this eye without rubbing the side of my hand against the entire drawing. Let's do the eyebrow first. Okay, so I need to start shading in Demi's nose, which I'm really not looking forward to, being that noses are by far the hardest part, in my opinion, of any portrait because one wrong shading moment and like literally the entire nose is gone. We gave Demi a rhinoplasty, sorry sister. So I'm gonna try my absolute best to follow the shading in this original picture and cross my fingers and pray to the Lord in heaven above that we can do this. Oh, that was not supposed to happen. Speaking of things that were not supposed to happen, oh, great segue, James. This weekend I just went to TanaCon. Well, didn't go to TanaCon, actually went to the area of TanaCon and then proceeded to not attend TanaCon. It was interesting, to say the least. That's all I want to say on that, probably. Can't wait for hashtag SisterCon 2019. I want to take one of my tiny blending stumps now that already has some charcoal on it, and I'm actually going to use this to create some of the freckles that Demi has on her nose. Okay, this is like not bad. Tea, Miss Demi. She does have a slight butt chin as well, which can relate. So I'm just gonna sketch that in and make sure I leave like a little bit of a shadow moment there so I can kind of shape that in place. And going up on this side of the jaw, she definitely has a much more intense shadow. So I'm gonna grab a much darker pencil. This one is 6B, and keeping in mind there's gonna be hair here in a little bit. I'm just going to place in some of that pencil to blend out in a second. Okay, Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the lips now, and lips have always been something that I've kind of struggled with a little bit, just being that similar to kind of like I was saying in the forehead earlier, you have to really keep in mind the lightness areas because it's hard to bring it back once it's gone. And when it comes to the lips, you have to make them look wet looking, which includes a lot of highlight. It looks like her makeup artist used kind of like a gloss over the entire lip area as opposed to kind of overlining the actual lip region, if that makes sense. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna kind of create this shadow over top of the actual lip region, just using a light pencil. Okay, so I know that this lip looks really weird right now. Trust me, hello, I see it too. But if we actually compare it to the reference photo, as you can tell, all of the kind of dark shades and medium shades are there. All I really need to add back in is going to be the highlight shades, which I have to add in with a pen later on. So I'm actually gonna leave this how it is right now, surprisingly. Wow, that actually didn't take as long as I was expecting, despite the fact that I've been doing this for literally like 6 hours now, so that's really fun and fresh. But now let's finish up, I guess, the neck and the hair, which should be pretty easy. So I'm just going through with my darkest pencil and I'm drawing in hair strokes all around where the edge of Demi's head is going to be. I'm now realizing that this entire outside area is going to be filled with black. So instead of wasting this charcoal pencil that I spent a lot of money on and sitting here scrubbing the entirety of this canvas, I just found this can of black paint, which I got when I moved into my apartment. Hashtag not sponsored, but I'm going to actually try to paint the entire outside edge with black instead. Hopefully this isn't the worst idea ever. I can't find my big paintbrush, so I guess I'm literally just going to use a Morphe E57 brush to paint this entire thing. So use code James for 10% off your purchase. I'm gonna grab some white paint, also on a Morphe this brush, and draw in some hair highlights. Okay, you guys, I'm so nervous. I don't know why, what the heck? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, on camera, low-key, looks pretty good and fresh. There's Sister Demi 7 hours later. I'm really proud of the finished result. Let's be real, it is definitely not perfect. It could look a little bit more like Demi. I definitely wish I didn't do the paint on the background. I feel like it looks a little bit too dark, and the white spots on the lips, I don't know how artists normally do that because whatever pens I was using were not the tea, but I feel like this is a solid like 9 out of 10, and I'm just really happy to be back in my roots and what really got me into art in the first place, being portraits. I had so much fun drawing Sister Demi today, and I really hope I did her justice. She is by far one of my all-time biggest role models. I absolutely love her. I think she is by far one of the most talented vocalists of our generation. Her vocals are truly unmatched. You can fight me on that in the comments down below. She is so unapologetically herself, and she's also just the most stunning person ever. So I really want to do her makeup one day. That'd be so awesome. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this more like chillax, sit back, James painting day. It is not very often that I get to just like sit down and create. I feel really weird not having any makeup on or my hair done. It feels very off-brand to me, but you know what? I had so much fun while doing it, and that's all that matters. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and show your support and love. It would really mean the absolute world to me. And definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me if you want to see more painting or art videos in the future. I had so much fun doing this and would love to do it again if you guys are interested. If you have not already, don't forget to click that big red subscribe button down below and come join this sisterhood. It is a pretty lit time. I usually post makeup videos, of course, and also click that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. If you'd like to follow me on a makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes side stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. This video's sister shout out goes to Sister Liv. Thank you so much for always following and supporting. You know I love you literally so much. And if you'd like to be in the next video's sister shout out, don't forget to always retweet me with the links so they go live on Twitter. All right, sisters, I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.